Today I fucked up by using a leaf blower on my kids. I have twin 3YO boys, and they're very active and silly. Well, the other day, I was doing some yard work and using my leaf blower to clear away some grass and dirt. Naturally they're infatuated, so I used the leaf blower on them, and they love it. Started chasing them around the neighborhood with the leaf blower pretending they were leaves. Good ol' wholesome father-son fun, right? Well, naturally now they want me to use the leaf blower on them all the time. No biggie, it's a fun game and I like playing with my electric leaf blower. Only now it's everywhere, including places where I don't have my leaf blower. So instead I have to pretend to blow them away like I'm blowing out a candle. Still fine. All day for the last 3 days it's been, "Dad, can you blow me away?" Very cute stuff. Well, this morning we're at Target and the kids are getting a tad squirrely. They wanted to go to the park, and I said we can go after we finish up here. They're dancing around the aisles being toddlers. Then my son comes up to me in the main aisle, and in his biggest toddler yell shouts, "Dada, can you blow me?" Cue 5 people turning around to look at me and my kid. You'd think by now I'd be immune to toddler-based embarrassment, but nah. So me, in my quietest voice, face feeling redder than a Macintosh apple, respond, "Buddy," inside voice. "Do you mean you want me to blow you away?" Son 1. "Yes, blow me. Excited toddler jumping. Son 2. "Yeah, blow me too, dada." Me. "Boys, inside voices please. You mean blow you away, right? How do you ask for that?" Sons. "Please may you blow us away?" I blew them away and they go dancing off like leaves. The others who were watching snicker and giggle. One of the other guys nearby gives me a knowing smirk that clearly said, "Been there." Proceed to finish the quickest Target run of my life. Too long did not read. Using a leaf blower on my kids leads them to yell at me to blow them in public. I sympathize, op. When my son was a toddler and only knew a few words, he loved going down the street with all the different flags and the big clock on the outside of this hotel. We had to run his stroller down there to get to story time at the library. He would get all excited and yell, "Flags," and "Big clock." As we passed them, the problem? He could not, and did not, pronounce L.S. at all. A lifetime ago I was shopping with my 3/4-yo niece and her favorite toy was a small plastic figurine Puss in Boots from the Shrek franchise. That day she dropped it and started wailing, "My puss. My pussy," at the top of her lungs. No word of a lie. A nun is watching as I scampered to quickly retrieve said you and loudly present it back to her with emphasis on, "in boots." Mortified, wanted to blend into the milk display. Coworker's kid did something similar. He likes Pirate's booty snack and for months would ask his mom in public, "Mommy, can I please eat some booty?" OMG, sorry op. When I was a kid I thought the phrase, "poop your pants" sounded awesome and repeated it everywhere with absolutely no context. I would go up to people and ask if they were pooping their pants. Imagine being a 90-year-old man out for a walk and some 4-year-old girl comes up to you and says, "Hi, sir, are you pooping your pants?" My eldest had a hard time with the word chalk for a solid 6 malios. Just could not pronounce the H sound to save his life. "Don't eat cock," my child screamed at the restaurant with sidewalk chalk. "Want cock?" he yelled as he spied the chalk in the grocery store. "Mama says don't eat cock," to his grandparents, sagely. My son is constantly telling people, "My mommy beat me," because we are always in an imaginary race I'm not aware of. Today I fucked up by showering at the wrong time. This was a few months ago. It was my day off and the only thing I had to do was pick my girlfriend up from work at 9 p.m. Other than that, I was free to loaf on the couch from morning to night, which is what I did. Around 8 o'clock, I decided to shower before I left the house. Now, I have short hair that dries pretty quickly, but I am deeply vain about it, so I always dry it with the hairdryer right after I shower to ensure my hair doesn't get flat and weird. I never skip this step. So, I get out of the shower, start drying my hair. And then I wake up in bed. It's half an hour later. I feel like garbage, my entire body mysteriously hurts, and I am slowly realizing that I don't remember exiting the bathroom. My only clear thought is, oh shit, it's 9 o'clock. I have to pick up my girlfriend. Better shake myself awake. I dragged my aching carcass back to the bathroom, and this was when I noticed the massive blisters forming all over my hand. I was still pretty out of it, but I knew that this was a hospital visit kind of burn. My girlfriend then called to check in because I was running late and, despite my undoubtedly convincing argument that I was still perfectly fine to drive, she immediately knew something was wrong. She cabbed home and we got a ride to the ER. Turns out, I had my first ever seizure. It seems like during the seizure, I clenched the hairdryer in my fist and had it pointed at my other hand long enough to thoroughly cook it. The tissue loss is pretty deep in some areas and there was concerns about me retaining my mobility, but it's been healing well so far. If I had showered at any other time, I probably would have been reclining on a soft surface when I seized. Instead, it had to happen while doing the only possibly risky activity I could muster up the energy for that day. Aside from picking my girlfriend up. Thank Christ I wasn't driving. In the end, we spent 10 hours in the between all the scans and tests. I was bedridden for almost a month, my license was suspended, and I'll have some gnarly scars for the rest of my life. Too long did not read. Spent the whole day in the safest possible position to have a seizure. Had a seizure during the 5 minutes it takes to dry my hair, resulting in severe burns. I know someone who had their first ever seizure while driving with no prior warning. The burn to your hand sucks, but this could have been so much worse. Get well soon, op. Honestly, you may think you were unlucky, but if it had happened a few minutes earlier while you were in the shower, you could have fallen and hurt yourself quite seriously, perhaps even breaking your neck. That's really scary. Glad you made it through and now know of your condition. Wow, I can only imagine what it felt like to try to figure out what the fuck just happened to you. I hope the burn continues to heal well and that you can find meds that work for you without bad side effects. Terrifying that your brain can just do that to you completely out of the blue. Sorry to hear that. Glad you made it out okay. Did you see a neurologist? I had seizures 2 days after a stressful cross-country move. Turned out to be my first symptom of multiple sclerosis. Definitely see a neurologist if you haven't already. Why did your license get suspended? Sorry, op. That really sucks. I hope you heal quickly. Today I fucked up by cleaning out my aunt's house. Won't believe what I found. So backstory, my aunt passed away 2 weeks ago, and she was a pretty all-around solid person. She didn't have anything weird or abnormal about her, as far as I know. We attended the funeral. It was super sad. And we miss her, of course. I spoke to my mother and we believed it would be best for us to clean out her house to not make the other family members have to do it since she lived alone. When we were cleaning it up, in the bedroom, we found a loose tile. We were curious, but not much, and started working on the furniture. At one point, I tripped over it. Angrily, I kind of pounded the floor. Childish, I know. When I did, I noticed the tile shift as if we were in a freaking movie. I moved the tile and found a ton of stuff. Videotapes and magazines of porn to start with. And I'm talking everything. One was labeled, feet, and one was labeled, daddy. We also found weapons, ammunition, knives, and then if that wasn't weird enough we found what looks to be some kind of small canisters. We also found bottles of vodka from 30 plus years that were still full and even a decent amount of cash. What do we even do? What did I even find? Was my aunt some secret agent loudly crying? Was she a murderer? Or was this something even she didn't know was there? Couldn't be because it was so obvious. I don't know. What do I do? Today I fucked up and I needed to share the story somewhere loudly crying. Too long did not read. Today I messed up by choosing to clean up my past aunt's house and found porn, weapons, and more under the floorboard. Edit. FAQ from the comments. Pictures? I will post some pictures tomorrow. Didn't expect to get this much traction. It happened about 3-4 hours ago. We're 12 hours from home, so staying in a hotel. You can imagine I was freaked out when this happened. We're going back tomorrow and I'm going to take pictures of everything and updating it. Could it be a prank? Maybe. This would be a damn good prank. Never even thought of it. I'll check the cache tomorrow and at least watch one of the tapes just to see. Could it be my uncle? Could be. Uncle Randy was a little bit of a no-good Nelly, sometimes tears of joy. Maybe he was just spanking it sometimes behind her back. Edit number 2. I will continue to edit this post and put the best questions in here because you guys have encouraged me to dig more into this. I will also make an update post tomorrow as promised. I'm heading to bed soon. Big day of cleaning more of the house and seeing if I find anything else. We'll take pics of anything else I find to post along with the other stuff I already mentioned. So if I stop responding to comments that's why, but right now I'm trying to address as many people as I can. Edit number 3. Last update for the night. Officially done responding to comments for tonight, so I'm not ignoring you, I just need sleep. Tomorrow when I go back, around 3-5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will get more pictures and post as much of an update as I can. Appreciate all the info and ideas people have given me. I am also going to watch one of the tapes, not all the way through obviously. Just going to pop it in, see if it's actually what it is or if it's just a prank like some people said it was. You either get a cat lady aunt or a porn stash and weapons aunt. Find a VCR and watch the tapes. It's the only way to find out. This is gonna need an update. I'm hooked. Sorry for your loss. God forbid auntie had hobbies. Seems like she was the coolest lady. Sorry for your loss. Could have been there before, but frankly I just trash the stuff and never tell anyone. Be a bro for your aunt, man. Also you got a free gun, knives and cash. Well, one thing is certain. Much like Freddie Mercury, she had a great stash. Today I fucked up by accidentally rejecting a girl and only realizing it 1 hour later. A few hours ago I was waiting for the bus when a group of young people sat down near me. Right after the two girls sat down, one of them being full of smiles, the guy from the group came over to me and, in a really friendly way, said, "Hey, my friend thinks you're cute and wants your Instagram." As a guy, it's literally the first time anything like that has ever happened to me, so I was caught off guard and in a pretty uneasy situation. Plus I'm a nerd bro, I don't even have Insta. So I tell him honestly, I don't have Insta, man. Then, to make it clear, I turn to the girl and say, "Yeah, I don't have Insta." And she immediately answers with disappointment and annoyance, "Nobody wants your Insta anyway." In my head I'm like, alright, the guy was trolling me and she's clearly not interested. But then the guy insists a bit, even pulls out a piece of paper and tells me I can just write my Insta down for her. At that point I think, okay, he's making fun of me. So I just tell him, I'm not interested. He simply replies, "No problem, bro," handshake, and goes back to the girls. I left right after, but on my way home I kept thinking, why was the guy so respectful and insistent if this was just a joke? Then it hit me, an hour later, after a female friend had to explain it to me. He was genuinely being her wingman, and the girl just got her ego hurt because I rejected her twice. Once by telling her friend, and then again by telling her directly. God, please grant me basic social skills. Too long did not read. Social skills are so bad I thought I was being burned in public by a girl, while I accidentally rejected her twice without noticing it. Edit. Wow, this post blew up a little bit and I'm not used to that since I usually just ghost Reddit, but big thank you for the answers. To clarify a few things, the girl was pretty young, maybe 18-19 years old, while I'm 23 years old. That must explain why she shifted from full of smiles to annoyed and disappointed when she interpreted my behavior as a reject. I honestly don't blame her, she's still young, but I still find the situation funny and I think I could have read the room better. I'm not sure you foo. You don't have Insta. Me too. If she was interested they could have asked her to join them. Friend asking you to write down after you said you don't have is weird. Her reactions lashing out is also a bit weird in my humble opinion. If anyone needs social skills, it's her, my guy. Not everyone has IG. It's weird to assume that. Next time say, I don't have Insta but I can give you my number. She said she didn't want your IG, you didn't TIFU. You didn't F up dude, you legit didn't have Insta and they're making it weird. Her actively rejecting you for saying you don't have Insta, and the friend continuing to ask you for it.